We're making some changes here at Plunge Island. So this is one of our most used saunas that we have here at my house. It's the Plunge XL sauna. Traditional sauna can reach temperatures of 230 degrees, and that's awesome. We've got the plunge shower over here that we use to rinse off after sweating before we jump into our cold plunge. Today, we are actually gonna be draining out our all-in. I love the all-in. It's one of my favorite cold plunges, but in the spirit of making content on different products that are a little bit more affordable, today we're gonna be cleaning out my plunge pod and we're gonna be setting it up. So I'm gonna show you how I clean my plunge when I'm doing a full clean out, so you guys are aware, because I feel like it's a simple thing, but a lot of people overcomplicate it. So let's make it even simpler. So the first thing I do when it comes to cleaning the outside and the tub itself is I just buy some cheap like hot tub surface cleaner. Just spray a little bit of it in there. You don't need a lot of soap, you know, like you can use car wash soap or whatever you want. Like you can use Dawn dish soap. It honestly doesn't matter. What you want is just something that's gonna help break up any of the scum lines, and hot tub cleaner is typically designed for that. I don't love a lot of chemicals, so whatever I can find that's using the least amount of chemicals is gonna be the best, but also knowing that I'm literally just using this to clean the outside and I'm going to completely rinse all of that off before I fill it up. And that's a whole process in its own, but that's an easy process. So I'll grab something that I can scrub the sides with once I've sprayed that in there, and I'll literally just scrub. I'll find the scum lines and I'll just focus on those. They do happen, especially I live here in Florida. I have well water. Not whale like an animal, well like a rock well, and we have a lot of lime rock and stuff, so my water can be a little yellow. I know some people have seen my videos and they're like, dude, your cold plunge must really suck, your water is so yellow. Or are people peeing in your cold plunge? And the answer is no. No one's peeing in my cold plunge that I know of. That's kind of one of my rules. Don't pee in my cold plunges. But I do know that my well water can make my water yellow. But I am working on something. It'll be coming soon to a Shopify store near you. Me and my kids have been working on something that I think will change the game for a lot of cold plungers and keeping your water clean without having to go too far and do too much. More coming soon. But yeah, just scrub the outside, get everything off. I want this thing to look nice. And these things, if you take care of them, it's like a car. If you take care of them, they'll last a long time. If you wash them, change your filters, change your water out every once in a while. You don't have to do it too much, but you do have to do it. And just like that, we're pretty much clean. Now I'm just gonna rinse it all off. And just like that, we're pretty much clean. I'm just gonna rinse all this off. I want to get the inside a little bit more. What I like about the pod is it's not made out of the fiberglass and gel coat and all of that of the plunge all in. It's not a porcelain tub. It's not inflatable. It's more stable. It's definitely an easier product to keep clean and move around. I've moved this thing all around over the past couple years, and this is like the original pod. I think now they only come in white. I got gray, but I do like the white. I've seen the white. A lot of people have it, and it looks really good. But I got the gray, and it's okay. But we're just gonna clean this thing off as best as we can. Dump it out, get the rest of that out of there. Do one last little rinse inside. Oh yeah, it's clean, it's good. I'm gonna do one little scrub inside here where everything can pull up a little bit next to this filter. That's what I have this for too, is to just really, it just does a good job. It's like a tire scrub brush. Now we're looking real nice, real clean. So I know not a lot of people like to clean their cold plunges out. They just assume that they can get in their cold plunges all sweaty, all gross every day for months and months and months, and the water should just stay clean, but that's just not the reality. It's not the reality with anything. The reason pools are able to do that is because pools have an insane amount of chlorine and cleaning chemicals for the most part. They also have a massive filter. Usually the filter in a pool is bigger than a cold plunge itself, but people don't stop to think about that. And even in hot tubs, good hot tubs have really good filters, really good pumps, oversized. So, and you still have to change your water out on a hot tub. So now my tub's nice and clean. Let's move this all in out of the way. Got some things moved around. Now let's go ahead and grab our Pro Chiller, because you need the Pro Chiller for the pod. I think I'm gonna put it facing the back. All right, got that up there. Now let's grab the pod itself. It's crazy heavy, but cool. Has enough room for me to get back here and get to my hoses and stuff if I need to. I think that'll work. Maybe even move it a little further out. You wanna always get it where you want it before you fill it with water, because these things can get heavy. Common sense, but common sense ain't that common. The next thing I got to do, and this is kind of a problem you shouldn't have, because I test and review all these products, I have a ton of spare products. I think this is the right size connections, but I'm going to just run the hose through it just to make sure that there's no animals hanging out in there. Just get it a little clean out. Yep, stuff came out. That's another thing. Inside these hoses, things can make a home in there. So I've seen lizards, packing supplies, popcorn, like the little styrofoam popcorn pieces, all inside tubing. I've seen it all. Seen so much. And that's the crazy thing, since I've reviewed hundreds of cold plunges now at this point, point. I think I reviewed every cold plunge on the market for the most part. And there's a lot coming out every day. And there's probably a ton that you've never seen me talk about. And probably if I had to like give a reason as to why, there's so many. There's just so many. And a lot of them are just kind of duplicates of an original or just a regurgitation of the exact same thing. And at the end of the day, like, how many times can you review the exact same product? So once a product comes out that's different, I love reviewing different products. So if there's something out there that you're like, Dave, this is so different, you got to check it out, let me know in the comments below, because there's too many brands for me to like have conversations with all of them. But if there's one that needs to be reviewed that hasn't been reviewed, let me know and I'll make it happen. All right, now let's connect these bad boys over here. The good news is there's like one way to connect these. You can't really mess it up too easily. Two hands is the trick right there, boys and girls. So I'd screw these in tight, but not all the way tight until you have it exactly where you want it. Also, they kind of do like a little roller coaster figure here. They kind of twist around each other. I am very smushed in between these cold plunges and it's not making it super easy for me. All right. Now please get a new filter. People try to like reuse the same filter over and over again. It's a quick way to damage your pump in your cold plunge. You know who you are. People DM me all the time like, dude, something happened to my cold plunge. And the first thing I ask is like, when's the last time you changed your filter? And they almost never respond. It's funny, but hey, we all been there. I've been there. All right. So filter's in, everything looks good. I'm gonna put some water in there and start it up, make sure everything works. Another piece of the puzzle people love to skip is, I promise you, if you use one of these little like RV water filters, even if you're on city water where your water's chlorinated, it gives the filter a chance. Bro, here's a challenge for you who like a challenge. Try doing all of this with one hand while you're holding a mic. It's not easy. All right, hose filter's on, hose is on. I'm just gonna get the water to where it's over both of the holes, and then we're gonna turn it on. All right, so at this point in the video, let's talk about what we're really doing. So for those of you who are watching along and you're like, bro, you're all over the place. The rule is that I have is if the water has some funk in it, you see some scum lines, has a little bit of a smell, you know what I'm talking about, change the water out. Do not put chemicals in at that point. At that point, it's too far gone. Chemicals are just going to mask it and you're gonna be taking a chemical cold plunge, which is not ideal. It's not what we want to do. Matter of fact, if you can eliminate the need for any type of chemical in your water and you just have water, that would be the ideal situation. Problem with that is it's very inconvenient and not a lot of people want to drain out their water every 3 to 5 days. So I'm going to show you something that I've been using, but I'm not going to reveal what it is because that's a secret, and Lord willing, everything works out. It'll be available soon. So I've been using something that's very minimal. But anyway, the first rule is once the water starts having a scum line or a smell, that's the time you need to drain it, change your filter, change everything out, and scrub it down. Because even if you think like, okay, there's some scum lines in here, I'll just wipe it with my hand and I'll just drain the water and refill it, you can't really see it. And on a lot of the different materials, like it just grows so quick. Sometimes it can be in the lines of your chiller, of your filters, chillers, pumps, and all that. It's really a good practice to like once every 2 to 3 months do what I just did. Just take it all apart, remove all of the tubes and hoses, spray them out, spray everything down, clean out your filters, scrub down your plunge inside and outside, and just take care of it. Like if you take care of it, it'll take care of you and it'll last a really long time. Most of the people that you see posting negative reviews or bad reviews just don't really know how to operate these things. They're very tricky. It's not simple. You're combining a human being and a small body of water that also has electricity, that also has coolant and refrigerant. All of this is pretty new. It's a new thing. Back in the day, people just used ice, but ice is super inconvenient. So we found ways of chilling our water down to cold plunge temperatures without having to change out water and change out ice every day. And if you're not willing to do that, I would encourage you, like, don't even buy a cold plunge, because the last thing I want anybody to do is buy a cold plunge, not maintain it, and then get pissed off because their cold plunge stopped working, and then blame me or the cold plunge company or whatever. You gotta take care of these things. So once you clean it out, spray it out, I would encourage you to change your filter out once a month. Even if it doesn't really feel like you need to, change your filter out once a month. I was one of those people who tried to extend the life of my filters. I'm gonna get 3 months out of this filter. And there's some cold plunges I've used with heavy doses of ozone that I've been able to do that. But almost every one of them now, I'm changing the filter out every month just because it gets so much use. And I really just wanna make make sure that they work properly for the long term. And then when it comes to chemicals, if you know me, if you've watched any of my videos in the past, you know I am not a fan of Sorona Spa or any of these combination chemical cocktails that you put into your cold plunge. I don't think they're necessary. I think they're expensive. I think they're intricate, and I don't think they're necessary. That's just my opinion. You can do whatever you want with it. I don't really care. But from the very beginning of my cold plunging journey, I've been very like anti those chemicals because I don't think they're necessary. I think if you just take care of your cold plunge, maybe even use a little liquid hydrogen peroxide or have an ozone generator, you can go a long way with very, very small amount of that. All right, let's go check this thing out. So the water is above both of my holes here. So I've got my inlet and my outlet. On this tub, they're both very low, which is great. So now I can fire up the actual chiller and pump, make sure everything's working before I fill the entire tub up. I always recommend once the water's above those holes, turn it on and just make sure everything's working, because the last thing you want to do is fill everything up and then something be wrong. Also check for leaks, which I don't see any leaks currently, but let's fire it up and check it out. All right, she fired right back up. It's purging the water. Bubbles are a good sign. That means water is moving through the line. It's pushing air out. I'm seeing some crap come out. That's never good, but that means there's some stuff in there still that I should have cleaned out, but that's okay. Everything is working beautifully, and once a week I pour this little beauty in, and that's all I do. More on this later on, but it is working so good. Now we just fill it the rest of the way up. It's currently running, so while the water's filling up, I have the lid on it. I don't want to just immediately waste it on like some bird droppings or something like that. While it's filling up, it's actually filtering, chilling, cycling my water, doing all the things. So as it's filling up, it's getting my water cold and ready for me to cold plunge, which is a little hack that a lot of people don't think they can do or realize they can do. So make sure you do that. So let's recap real quick. I know I went to recap earlier and I got a little sidetracked there. Recap is, I would say once every 3 months, completely change out your water in any cold plunge. Scrub your cold plunge down with some soap, with a sponge. Clean it all out, spray out your tubes if you have tubes that connect your chiller, unless you have something that's completely built in, like the Plunge All-In. It's a little difficult to do that, but very similar concept. No matter what it is, you can do the same thing. So drain out your water, do a complete water change. Change your filters out once a month. Just change out your filters. I know I've experimented with stainless steel filters, carbon filters, and all sorts of other filters. Really, at the end of the day, you can use a carbon filter. Those are phenomenal, but they do tend to get clogged up just a little bit faster. The paper filters are great. They filter out the smaller particles that make their way through your pre-filter in your cold plunge, and if you change those out once a month, they're not crazy expensive, and it just helps keep your cold plunge operating perfectly. As far as chemicals go, guys, you don't need to waste your money on expensive chemicals. It's unnecessary. Definitely don't put chlorine tablets or anything like that in your cold plunge. You don't need to spend 3 minutes in chlorine. If you do the first two things we talked about, change your water out every 3 months and change your filter out every month, you should be fine. But here's something a lot of people don't really think about. Before you get in your cold plunge, I'm super sweaty right now. I'm dirty. I've been walking back and forth through my grass. I got dirt on my feet. Have a hose next to your cold plunge. Get a shower, something that you can rinse the sweat off, rinse product out of your hair, rinse the deodorant out from underneath your armpits if you wear that, or lotion off your skin, rinse the sunscreen off. Like literally, you don't want to have stuff on you, including sweat, when you get into your cold plunge. Even though it seems like, oh man, that'll be nice and refreshing, just think that nice, refreshing 1 to 2 minute dip is going to cause you to have to spend 15 to 30 minutes more often cleaning out your cold plunge. It's just inevitable. It's part of it. So make sure that you, your friends, your family, everybody you have coming over using your cold plunge is rinsing off before they get in, especially after a sauna. Rinse all that sweat off, then jump in your cold plunge. It'll feel nice. It'll feel great. Other than that, owning a cold plunge is really simple. And if you're interested in finding yourself a cold plunge, I have tons of resources on my channel that walk around and review every product on the market, including this Plunge Pod, and every brand lets me offer you an exclusive discount. So I'll have those pop down in the video description below, and I'll have an exclusive stackable discount for Plunge. So if you want to get the Plunge All-In, the Plunge Pod, or any of the Plunge products, you can take whatever discount they have going on right now that everybody gets and stack my exclusive discount on top of that. But you have to use discount code MAUS at checkout. That's M-A-U-S. It's my last name. Feel free to share it with any of your friends buying a cold plunge. It helps support me and my channel, but also saves you an additional amount of money that you wouldn't find anywhere else. And hey, I appreciate you so much for watching. If you have any questions, pop them down in the comments below. I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day, my friends, and God bless.